Welcome to another Maz Play video. This is Maz Mojito, and today we're going to be picking up where we left off with God of Weapons. Let's get to it. Okay, so in our last playthrough, we got up to roughly level 16 or so with the knight. So in this episode, we're going to be testing out the hunter to see how far we can get with this character. Now, the hunter has some restrictions compared to the knight. You can't use swords and other melee weapons, but you can use ranged weapons. I don't even think you can use magical weapons. I'm not sure, but we're going to give it a go. Again, this is one of those games where you just kind of run around. The weapons do the fighting for you. Your objective is just to stay alive and make it to each floor. And as you make it to each floor, expand your inventory so you can get more weapons. So first off, I see that the crossbow just automatically shoots at people. So I'm just going to try to keep away, keep from getting cornered. But already they're kind of overwhelming me, and I noticed the hunter is not that fast, so that's going to be a problem as well. And his crossbow only shoots like one arrow at a time, so yeah, so that was a poor start with the hunter. So we're probably going to have to come back and figure out how to play with him or her or whatever that character is. But we still got a third class that we're going to look at as well, and that's like the rogue assassin. So we're going to give the rogue assassin a try. Now, the difference with the rogue assassin is that they mainly use knives and other bladed assassin type weapons. So we're going to see how this one is. So, and they use throwing daggers. So right off the bat, I see that the rogue assassin is a lot faster than the hunter. Now the key is just to not get trapped like I did with the hunter. The hunter was a little bit slower, but we'll see how far we can get with the assassin, the rogue, and maybe we can beat the knight's level of 16. Not sure, but you can see all the stats on the right side. Green is good, red is bad, and when you first pick the character, it tells you the restrictions that you have as far as playing with this character, as far as weapons and types of gear. So I'm going to limit my comments to just key points in the video, as I usually do, and we're going to see how far we can get. Really digging the Wolverine claws, but I got to make space for it in my inventory. So hopefully as we do the different floors, we'll keep getting bonus points to expand this inventory and hold better weapons. Okay, so we're not having much luck when it comes to rogue weapons. So that's why a lot of these inventory screens, I'm kind of looking at the weapons, but I'm just kind of skipping through because I'm really trying to stick to daggers, throwing knives, and Wolverine claws. So let's keep it moving. Okay, so this is a good loot drop here. All these weapons and accessories can be used by the rogue. It's just a matter of trying to find positions within my inventory where they'll fit. And I'm probably only going to be able to use one or two of the items. They do have a little slot below the inventory where you could take stuff out so you can rearrange your inventory. But in that case, I just didn't have enough spots. As I get up the tower, I'm sure I'll unlock more inventory slots, but that's assuming I can get through this level and many others. Okay, so we did get a dagger out of that drop, so it's just a matter of trying to squeeze it in there. Trying to keep it next to my magic trinket, which as long as you have things side by side, it kind of gives a bonus to the items that are at least touching it one square. But just trying to keep my inventory packed nice and tight and just keep expanding the space so I can have a whole bunch of daggers or Wolverine claws or throwing knives. So that'll make it a lot easier to survive. Okay, so we got another dagger here, but it's not glowing blue, so it's probably just your standard dagger. We'll see if we can squeeze it in, but if we can't, it's no biggie. We don't get any bonuses from getting it or using it. But again, I'm trying to collect as many weapons as I can so that they're smashing bad guys as I'm running around trying to kite them. All right, so we got some more daggers out of this drop, and I even see a purple dagger there. So I'm gonna try to see if I can wedge that somewhere in my inventory. Again, trying to get as much firepower as I can so that I can survive late into the floors. Okay, so as you can see, the rounds are getting difficult. It's starting to become more and more bad guys on the screen at once, and kiting them around the edge of the floors starting to get harder and harder. So I'm having to use a lot more dash attacks. Plus, seem like the daggers and claws have kind of dried up on the drops. So we're gonna see how far we can get with this. But as you can see, they're crowding me pretty bad. And I'm keeping an eye on my health bar too to make sure that doesn't go too low, because that's gonna be an instant kill for me, which it looks like I'm on the brink of probably not making it unless I get lucky and get a health drop. And there it is, as expected. I kind of figured they was going to overwhelm me eventually, because the daggers, although they're quick, they just don't do a lot of damage compared to the knight's weapons. The knight's weapons were slow, but they did some really decent damage. So we're going to see how far we get with the hunter. Last time we didn't do very well. We got killed like in the very first round. Probably because I didn't know that the hunter was slow and I wasn't paying attention to my dashing and dodging. So this time I'm going to use a lot of dashing and dodging. I'm going to let the crossbow do the work of keeping the bad guys kind of in the center and just keep kiting them and get round after round. And again, we're trying to look for crossbows, as many as we can, but we're going to have to grow our inventory space so that we can fit a whole bunch of ranged crossbow weapons. Okay, so already I can feel the difference in the playstyle. Again, stay to the edge, let the crossbows do the work. That automatic crossbow is really doing a really good job. It's kind of like having someone on a machine gun turret and you're just circling the bad guys in a vehicle. So we're going to stick with this strategy, and I think it's going to take us far. Okay, so we're going to see how it goes with 2 automatic crossbows. This should give us a nice little machine gun effect, and we'll see how quickly these attack. And already I can see the difference already. I'm not even running around or kiting these guys. I'm just standing still in the center, and the crossbows are just basically doing all the work. So I'll move if I have to, but I'm just going to stay still and see if I can clear the round just like this with very little movement. Again, I think it depends on what floor you're on and the type of bad guys you're facing. But this particular round, at least I got some bad guys that aren't too mobile. Okay, so this is a worst to first kind of situation. This is easily one of the easiest classes to play with, especially with dual automatic crossbows. And I can only imagine if I expand my inventory big enough to have like 3 or 4 automatic crossbows, it's going to make it so much easier to just like stay still and just move a little bit at a time. And because the crossbows are just mowing these guys down. So we'll see if we can adjust our inventory space a little more and rearrange some things to try to get as many crossbows as we can in our inventory. Okay, so we already made it to floor 6. We're already halfway to the point of where we made it with the rogue. So I think at this point, probably going to stop here, put a bookmark in it. And then in the next video, we're going to keep progressing, going up from floor number 6 and keep going as high as we can get in the tower. So once again, I'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch my videos. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe because it really helps the channel. And we will see you on the next video.